Hey everyone, it is late at night and I am Norman. It is the 25th day of my 30 dress watches in 30 days challenge. And when I was putting together this list, I tried to not just do the obvious pieces that you would find in a list like this. Some of these are, but this next one is kind of a roller coaster. So tonight we're looking at a fossil watch. This is the FS5439. And when I saw this watch, I thought it looked absolutely amazing. It has a cream-colored dial, it has syringe-style hands, it has applied batten markers, a nice-looking minutes tracker on the edge of the dial. The case is actually somewhat Bauhaus, so the lugs kind of come out of the case, it doesn't flow into them. The crown appears to be pretty small, but we'll return to that. These are affordable pieces at $130, and that's on the Fossil website itself. So I'm pretty sure you could get these much cheaper than that. And you can always subscribe to the channel also, and give this video a like. That way you don't miss the rest of the dress watches I have in mind for this challenge, and all the crazy videos beyond that. But getting back to the Fossil, another interesting thing is, these are no-date watches, which is very interesting for brands like this and pieces at price points like this. They're also available in other colorways, with dark dials and Roman numerals at the 12 and 6. And what's cool about the Fossil website is they display images that customers have sent in to them. And before I show you those, we hit the first curveball with this watch. It looks absolutely brilliant, but then when you scroll down to the specs, you realize that this is a dress watch that's pretty much all dial, and it's 44 millimeters. No. That is way too huge for a watch like this. I mean, if you have gigantic wrists, that's awesome. This is a great choice for you. If you just like huge watches like I used to, another perfect reason to purchase one of these because they are gigantic. And you can see that clearly in some of these wrist shots that customers have sent in. Some of these photos have great lighting. There's a blue dial variant, and that customer took some great shots of the watch. There's a bunch of wrist shots of the dark dial version with the Romans. And then we come down to another portion on this website, and that is the feedback. So usually when I'm interested in what people actually think of a product, I will look at the mid-range items. I generally ignore the 5 stars or the 1 stars because I feel like those are either fake or they're just fanboys, or they're just grumpy internet people. But tonight we'll explore all of them, but mostly focus on the middle ones, so let's look at a couple 5 stars. I bought this as a wedding gift for my husband and he loves it, just as described, great packaging, and even arrived earlier than expected. Simple, comfortable, and classy. Simple and comfortable. Keep that one in mind. Fits great and suitable for every occasion. Also note that comment. Alright, so let's skim through the 4-star ratings. I love this watch, feels good and light on the wrist. If I were to change anything about it, I would have preferred a 42mm dial, or case, instead, but otherwise fine timepiece. The product is good, although the leather quality seems to be a bit low. It's slim and very elegant. I bought it to my husband, 4. And he loved it. I can only give 4 stars because I still don't know its durability. Alright, so let's get into the 3 stars. This one's great. The reason I ever started buying your watches is because they were attractive and great prices. Not so much anymore. The knob digs into hand and irritates after a minute. Can't wear for longer than an hour or two. Nice looking watch and engraving was nice, just disappointed for the price I spent. I love that this reviewer called it a knob. I'm totally gonna call crowns knobs. But that's interesting, because the crown appears to be small. However, when you look at it from the side, it does kind of drop down, kind of low on the case. So I can see how that might dig into your wrist. The face of the watch is much larger than expected for being a minimalist watch. The leather quality is not the best, and the side of the watch digs into my hand when I wear it. So we have 2 votes for an uncomfortable crown, or knob. And we have a couple votes on the size of this watch. It's not just me as a small watch person. 44mm is way too big for this design. That's almost just scientific truth. Product is good, except the crown, which is bigger in size, that hurts my wrist. And no, they would not recommend it to a friend. I love the look and the size of the watch. Alright, so we have 1 vote that the size is good. Alright. Time falls behind after a few days though, makes it feel cheap. Now that's a problem because these are quartz watches. Good watch, stiff, uncomfortable band. Classy looking watch, but I ordered it with the engraving and it arrived without the engraving. The crown does dig into the side of my wrist, which makes it a little uncomfortable. The engraving was missing, a space between words. The watch also has some scratches and something on the lens. Like the looks, but way too big for my small wrist. Want to return, but engraved with encouragement word. I don't know if it's acceptable for return. However, this person would recommend them to a friend. Mixed feelings on this watch. It didn't look exactly like I saw online. So, let's see what the 2 stars are like. The watch dial is too big. Yes, it is. This watch has a brutal design flaw in the crown to watch thickness ratio. The knurling on the crown digs into your wrist, since the crown protrudes past the body of the watch. Beautiful, cost-effective watch, but buyers beware. It is too slim for me, it feels like a kid's watch. That's hilarious. I wonder what size watches this person usually wears. Engraving was very crooked, and couldn't find a way to ship it back to get it fixed. Feel cheated, paying over $100 for a watch, then being unable to have the company fix it when they mess it up. That's rough. It is really as I expected, looks great, but a few days after I received it, mechanism is going slow. So we have another issue with the movement. This watch is not made for women with thin wrists. I had it done up to the last notch and it was still too big. I am returning it. Yeah, I'm guessing that person isn't a watch collector and didn't bother looking at the size of the watch. I was really looking forward to receiving this watch as it is difficult to find leather bands in brown. While the watch is very attractive, it clearly is not a women's watch. It is extremely large to be sold that way, consequently the watch was returned. This watch was purchased 6/2020 for Father's Day gift, and the stem is out. Fossil states that it is not part of the warranty. Wow. Yeah. The stem falls out. That's great. Now, I mean, if you have some tools and can pop open the case back, you could probably put it back in, but that's not very cool. Come on, Fossil. Nice, slim, lightweight watch. Band lasted a while, but got smelly and wore out. That's not really the fault of this watch. That's leather. Glass scratched up a bit from normal use. Biggest complaint is the crown. Its sharp edges hurts my hand, and by its shape, it protrudes and catches pocket every time I reach in, changes the time and makes it unreliable. So we definitely have some problems with the crown. Alright, now for the 1 stars. Piece of crap. The stem fell out on day 3 after I started to wear it. Now I can't adjust the time. That's awesome that it sounds like this person continues to try and use the watch without the crown. What looked okay, however, the condition and package it came in was horrendous. The watch was outside of its box and seemed like it was like that since it left the store. As soon as I opened the delivery box, the watch was basically at the top and the watch box opened. That's crazy. Wow. Never received the watch. This is Fossil. They just didn't send it. Maybe it just went to the wrong address. Loved the watch except a hand broke within a few months. Sent in for repairs and the watch was lost when the company sent it back. For months I haven't received any response from customer service. Okay. So that's 2 watches that have vanished en route to the customer. I ordered this item on Black Friday, the package was stolen, and customer service said they would replace it. They said my order was confirmed and would arrive in 5 business days. I was so relieved. Over a week and a half later, 4 days before Christmas, I was contacted by customer service as it had not arrived. They said they were out of stock and would issue a refund. I never received any information the watch would not arrive. In fact, I received information that it was coming. Had they told me earlier, I could have found a comparable gift. This was my big Christmas gift, and now all I have to give is whatever I can find in 4 days, after months of planning for this watch. I'm so very disappointed. That's 3 now where the watches haven't arrived. The watch was not working when we received it, so we thought, as many other commenters had written, that we needed to put a new battery in it, which is already ridiculous because receiving a watch with a dead battery is already bad form, and it is too difficult to replace the battery yourself, so you have to take it to a jeweler. To make it worse, the jeweler calls to inform us that the watch doesn't even work with the new battery, so now we still have to pay the jeweler for their time and still don't have a working watch. Broke on the first wear, made me pay for the repair, had to reach out to customer service multiple times as they did not respond back to me. Very disappointed. Wow, that's craziness. And it's not like these are $20 Wish watches. Come on, Fossil. Watch face is too big. Quality of the wristband isn't great, expected more for the price. The watch was not as shown in the pictures. It is missing the dial to change the time. It is also uncomfortable as there is a pointed end that pokes into the skin and has left a red mark. So their watch was just missing a crown, it sounds like? What? And what is this point that's sticking down and poking their wrist? What is going on over at Fossil? So I guess this watch just kind of looks cool in pictures, but may not be so great. I mean, if you look at the numbers of comments, we have nearly 1,300 5 stars, 136 4 stars, 80 3 stars, 52 2 stars, and 113 1 star. So the numbers don't look that bad, but the problems that people are having are pretty major. So yeah, I tried putting a Fossil in this list, but guess I shouldn't have. But we can look at the cool picture for a moment. Thanks for watching.